Hey, Cricket. Uh, I was trying to schedule it for a few more minutes because I gotta go get coffee. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. Where's my coffee cup? Still left it in the kitchen. Hey, Momo. What doing? Did you say hi to everybody? You gotta scoot your butt. You gotta scoot your butt. Oh my goodness. There we go. Moving, you guys. There we go. Uh, Mo, you didn't have to move. Well, you did, but you didn't have to get down. Oh, oh my goodness. Open your thoughts. Did she snorted at me? Did you snort at me? Mo, come here. Come in. Get up here and snuggle with the mama. Moving you guys again. Oh, she is going to pout. She was pouting. Okay, there we go. Come on, Mo. Oh. Ow, my hip just popped. That hurt. Come on. Did you put up here and snuggle with me? I hear the fart fan. Come here. Come on. Come on. I give you cookies. Hello, everybody. Come on. You gotta get up here to get your cookies. Come on. Come on. Come here. Get your butt up here. Come on. She's mad at me because I had to clean her ear. Piggy. Piggy. Hey, Minnie. Marla, sunrise. Fart fan, yes. Windshield wiper, fart fan. Fraud. What you getting into over there? Mark, Tracy. I think I said it. Hi to Eric. Cricket. I think that's everybody. And for those who have not commented, hey, how are you? Welcome in. I can't. Oh, yes, Eric. Always. That's a big fat always. Okay, I'm going to try to crochet a little bit tonight. I don't know if I'm going to keep it there. I'm still on the fence of whether I want to keep it here or if I want to take it to the shop. And these aren't the ones that come with it, but I had to get it up. Mine is showing 13. Yeah, I still haven't fully decided if I want to keep it here or if I want to take it to the shop. So, I need a stitch marker. Where did I leave my stitch markers? Hello, crazy love. How are you? That's hubby's schedule. Well, dadgummit. I need to mark this round. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to use a little piece from this if I can find the end of it. Nope. Dadgummit. Sure, what's up? I know I've got yarn around here. You got it. You got it. Do I not have a paper clip? Or... Huh, I got a piece of string right here. Haha, that'll work. This'll work.
The bracelets.
Okay, I'm live. No face. I'm live.
We're off to the side.
Yeah, you can show your arm, but no face.
No bracelets. I know that.
Okay, there's one, and this is
my hands are...
bonus kid.
Oh, we don't talk about her whole arm. Okay, guys.
Yes, it's Popcorn Thief, and this is one of Popcorn Thief's friends, bonus kid.
I made this one today.
That one's pretty. I like that one.
Mine's like a kind of like a sunset type.
Okay, let me turn this a little bit. Make sure I don't get you on camera. All right. Kick rocks. Love you.
Now we're gonna go make dragons.
Oh, my head.
All right, go make. Oh, Sunrise says hi to both of you.
Hi.
Okay. Oh yeah, when those two get together, it's all craft when they get together. Cricket. Yeah, that was my youngest and one of her friends. Okay, there we go. So this is the last row of increases now. I gotta run, I think. Let's see. To row 30. Okay. I thought you did a good job. I think you did a really good job. Okay. Yeah, I think you did a really good job. And I think your cats are gorgeous. They're gorgeous and spoiled rotten. And I love it. I'm here for it. Oh, good. I figured they would. I am here for it. They are spoiled, rotten, and I love it. That's like me saying sweet and innocent. Hey, Papa, how are you feeling? I know that feeling too. Yep, Minnie, I know that feeling. Let me move you guys just a little bit in case they come back. And that way you're still in front of me. There we go. All right, so that's row 11, and now we're on row 12. I almost. Papa. Let me see. I may have missed it. About your dad, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. We're going to send you all the prayers, positive energy, healing energy, the get wells, thoughts and strength, whatever. Oh, I didn't see that one. No. Let me make sure I've got it on all chat. No, I don't. Dadgummit. Okay, let me see. Yes, Papa, I get that. I haven't been able to crochet for a couple of days because my hands have been so bad. Let me see. Scroll up. Do. Oh my goodness, it's up there. Let's see. Huh. No, I don't see it, crazy. Try again. I am not seeing it. And no comments have been... Oh, there's the Bella. There's the Bella. She's pretty. So what you doing, Ma? What you doing? Yeah, and then it just happened in Love's chat too. Yeah, it's YouTube be YouTubing. Hey, Rip Guy. I know, cutie patootie. Ow. So yeah, YouTube be YouTubing. What's that? Oh, we got a better picture of Sebastian. Strange. Tracy? Her other cat. And oh my goodness. He's got a big M on his forehead. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Too daggum cute. Got a big M. And you know what? I can see it. Cutie patootie. And spoiled. See, that's the way they should be. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely the way it should be. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my cat, before we lost her, she was a Russian blue. Oh my gosh. Yeah, leave them off for the night. Don't sleep in them. That's too tight. Rascal had, she was the Russian blue, so she was gray all over, but straight down, and then under, and then it kind of blazed out to her chest was just white, and it looked like ventriloquist lines. Right, Tracy? Should be. Yeah, she was 19, almost 20, which is a miracle because she was an indoor-outdoor cat most of her life. Yeah. Ha, there it is. Yeah, Rascal was 19, almost 20. And we were making plans because she would have been 20 right after Valentine's Day. And we lost her the week before Thanksgiving. We were already making plans. We were going to go to Vegas and pick up some good seafood for her birthday, for her 20th birthday. We just didn't quite make it. Oh, this is Bella's sister, Skylar. Oh, she's pretty. Yeah, we were, I mean, we can get seafood here, but it's all frozen seafood. So we were going to go pick up fresh seafood from Vegas. Oh, yeah, I can see that. She's like, huh? Huh? Looking at her daddy. But we were going to go get a bunch of fresh seafood for her and make a big old thing for her because she hadn't been well for a little while. So we were going to just spoil her rotten for her 20th birthday. Oh, the void kitties. I know. I know. The void kitties. Yeah. So, yeah, we were going to go all out for our 20th. And my husband is not a cat person, but he loved that cat. Absolutely loved that cat. And now he's like, I don't want another cat because they'll never be like her. And I can relate. For sure. All right, this is row 12. That update. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hear you, Tracy. Absolutely hear you. Yeah, I wish they could too. That's for damn sure. All right. Where did my stitch marker go? There it is. All right, that was 11 and 12. Okay, now I've got to increase every 14. Oh, yeah, I remember Sunrise. For sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's tough. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna giggle. I'm gonna giggle every time. Increase. Yeah. And that's a hard one with the birds, with the parrots. They get so emotionally attached. It can be really, really hard and real stressful on them. That's a rough one. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, Papa. The brand that's coming off the top of my head that has the copper infused fabric is what Tracy's saying, copper fit. Let me do not disturb. And that way I'm not dinging in your ears. Oh, okay. All right. So, yes. What am I doing? I'm going here, going there.
But never attending church. Coincidentally, short.
Subscriptions. All. Do, 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 do. There it is. Okay, give me 1 second. That child, I swear. All right. If you have not yet heard about SAFE, Stand Against Fear and Exploitation, that is Crazy Love is Love's other channel. For some reason, it wasn't letting her put it in the chat. So, she needs watch time and subs over on that channel. And that is the channel that she uses for disseminating information about several different topics relating to lobbying, changing laws, all of that, as well as protester help. So, okay. The bird doesn't like men. Ooh, that might be a hard one. Yeah, they can get real cantankerous. There it is. He was my brother. Yeah, I had cockatiels growing up too. Oh, you're welcome, love. Sometimes they do. See, on my end, it's showing a clickable link. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So if the link is not working, it's called, let me go back and make sure I get it exactly right, the channel name. I want to make sure I get it exactly right. Yeah, sometimes the links are clickable in a vertical stream, sometimes they're not. It's weird. Okay. So the channel is Safe Advocacy. And that's what the logo looks like. Or the profile picture. And it's at Safe Advocacy. Stand against fear and exploitation. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes links will work in a vertical stream, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they won't. I know for me, I don't usually have problems with links in a vertical stream, so but they're YouTube be YouTubing. So oh, okay. Okay. Let me pull this so I don't lose it. And then Sunrise sent me a text. Oh, this is Sabrina. Yeah. This is Sunrise's baby girl. She's so daggone pretty. And email has not come through yet, so I'll wait for that. She's cute. Oh, there it is. Move. That's funny. I'm hiding the header, but that's funny. Can't tell if he's got something in his mouth that he's holding or not, but that's funny. That was funny. Parakeets. Oh, good. Good. Um, hey, Antics. How are you, Annie? Love is also studying right now, so she may not have seen your question. So, Love, who is it? Cricket Cinema was wanting to know what the protest is tomorrow. If she's still here, she'll hear that, because I know she is working on her homework. How you doing, Antics? Unlikely. Cricket. Very unlikely. Oh, Papa, you can't report the cats now. Come on. You can't report the cats. And as you can see, I did not. Oh, my roots are even further back than I thought. They're way back here. Yeah, it's way past time. I did not get get around to doing my hair today. I was being lazy. See, that's what I'm saying. Not cats. Oh, thank you. I'm changing the product. The color is just a little bit lighter than my other, than this is about probably the color that's going to end up being. But when this color, this brand was a deep, deep purple. And this is faded out. But the color I'm going to be putting in is actually just about this color. So it's a protest of Trump supporters and immigrants and LGBTQIA plus. So let's say maybe arrests or some. I hope not. I hope they can keep it peaceful. I really do. No, you cannot report the pup. No. No. Leave the four-legged furries out of it. But yeah, it's way past time because my roots are like back here. But my hair grows so daggum fast. I want to say it's only been a few months since I cut my hair. A couple months since I cut my hair. Oh, SB 267. What is that? Okay. You guys look at this profile picture. So if you're going to go over and sub, that's the one you need to look for. Stand against fear and exploitation. What is the basic idea behind SB 267? Oh, I know. All union. Why? I don't understand that. Thank you, Sunrise. Yeah, I was just fixing to say that, Antics. If you don't have a flexible tape measure, like a sewing tape measure, like this, then the next easiest thing is to take a piece of string. Don't pull it taut, but just snug around, the widest part of your head, which is actually right about here. Okay. So you're going to want to take your ruler. Now I have to go under my ponytail because you want to make sure that it's going to be wide enough this way as well as this way. And your head is actually wider this way because of the hump in the back of the skull. So you just take it just above your ears, just above your eyebrows. And mine is 21. You want it snug, but if you're using a piece of string, you have to remember not to, you want it just snug enough so that the string doesn't fall. But if you're using string, make sure that you're not pulling it tight and stretching the string. That way you get an accurate measurement if you have to measure it with a tape measure or a regular straight ruler. Oh, you're welcome, Antics. That's the big thing that I always make sure when I tell people to measure, I try to remember to tell them to make sure you get, just above the eyebrows, just above the ear, because this is the widest part of the head right here. From here to here is the widest part of the head, usually. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Yeah, we gotta make sure it fits well. Um, yeah, love, that's exactly what I was thinking. The police, firefighters, teachers. Oh, how are they going to I don't know. That's questionable how that's going to work. Because a lot of those people in those lines of work won't work unless they're under a union or have some kind of protection like you get with unions. A new pattern, yeah. Got to make sure it's going to be the right size then. And cotton does not stretch like wool, like natural fur fibers, like mohair, wool, that kind of thing. Alpaca. Okay. All right, and I got an email. Oop. That right there was 110% Rascal's personality. Oh, you're fine, Minnie. That right there. Well, there would be advantages and disadvantages to that. Oh yeah, that was 110% Rascal's personality right there. Um, some of the advantage I could see behind, closing out the Department of Education, it would give each district the ability to teach and to facilitate education more geared to the location where you're at. Like here, our schools get bare minimal funding. Bare minimal. Because here in White Pine County population is just over 10,000. We have a school here in town, the middle school, that should not be a school anymore. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly the thought that was going through my head. Love. There's a lot of people that would not work those careers without some kind of protection that you get from a union. Funding, there's so many. Yeah. But then you look at all the schools in Vegas and it's like the amount of funding that they get is so much more than the amount of funding that we get. There needs to be a massive overhaul to education in America. It's one of the reasons we homeschool. But at the same token, you got to find that fine line of making sure that students are learning and progressing. So, I mean, it's like, what do you do? That I don't know. I have not heard about that. I have not heard about that, but somebody did just tell me yesterday something. I want to look it up real quick. Okay. It is true. So, one of my clients just told me that you can now claim service animal. Oh, that's awesome, love. Oh yeah, my kids are smart. Everybody like, well, aren't you missing out? Aren't they missing out on the socialization? No, not at all. Not at all. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, no, my kids, they interact with people of all ages. Um, they have more freedom than the average child their age. Um, one is because they're homeschooled, and two is because of where we live. They are able to do that. Hey, Lori. So apparently my client was right. You can claim tax exemption for the costs of care for a service dog. There's of course some stipulations to that, but you can do it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, and the bullying in school here is so bad. It's if you're not in the in crowd, mm-mm. Nope. Yeah, yeah. My one of my clients was just telling me about that yesterday, and it is true. Of course, there's some restrictions and requirements, but yeah, it is true. Yeah. See, and my oldest, when she was in preschool, my oldest did not start talking until she was 4.5. She was voluntary mute. And because of that, she developed some issues that we spent several years going to speech therapy for her. and everything like that. Yeah, Tracy. That's a little bit of the way it is here too. Um, so when she was in preschool, which was right next door to the place where I used to work, um, we had a lot of problems with those issues, and she developed some social anxieties and things like that from it. And when we were talking about whether we were going to put her um, in school or not, or homeschool instead, we asked her how she felt about it, and she did not want to go to school here because it was with the same kids that would bully her and make fun of her in preschool. So she wanted no part of the school here. So neither one of my kids have ever been in public school. Oh, please tell me you got back pay for that. Yeah, Minnie. Yeah, see, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Oh, is Love going to bed? All right, Love, go get some rest, honey. You have been a busy little bee, so go get some rest. Oh, good, Eric. Oh, yeah. Exactly, Christian. And that's what I'm talking about. My daughter still has some lingering um, issues. She's 15, but she doesn't sound 15 when she talks. And part of that, Tracy can even tell you, part of that, a big part of that is just from her speech delay from when she was younger. And she has the vocabulary that she's supposed to have, but her tone and her actual articulation is it sounds like she's much younger than she is because of the articulation. And so and kids still make fun of her. She's gotten a lot better with it as she's gotten older, but yeah. She went through hell at that preschool. Even the teachers were in on it. So I ended up yanking her out of preschool. Yeah, she had speech therapy from 3 years old until she was like 6.5, 7. I hate bullies too. Exactly. That's all you can do. Don't even try to interact with them. Just react. Just block and move on. Yep. Exactly, Minnie. It sucks. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, definitely would cause some speech impairments for sure. Yeah, Minnie. My husband went through trade school, Job Corps. We went through this whole thing, when many of us were going through school, that you had to go to college to make, to get a degree and make good money. It was the only way to make good money was to get a college degree. And that's not true. I will never force my kids to go to college. My oldest does not do well with testing. So college and higher education is probably not going to be for her. So I've told them, I'll help with college, but if they choose and decide that college is not for them and they choose to go to trade school or something like that, that I'll help with that instead if that's what they want to do. Exactly, Tracy R. Well, hello, Michelle. Have you been here before? Welcome in if you haven't. Oh, okay. Okay. In that case, would you like to see? I've started it. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a little problem. Yeah, no, my oldest, she has severe test anxiety, severe. Um, and she, so when we first started homeschooling, we started with the K-12 program. The K-12 program curriculum, it's intense, but it's a good curriculum. But the way K-12 works is, for those that may not know, K-12 supplies the curriculum for the free online options, not the paid tuition, but for the free online options. What they do is they partner with online academies, and the academy will utilize the curriculum. The curriculum is intense, but it's a good curriculum. What we had issues with was the administration through the online academy. So through kindergarten, she had speech therapy, she had extra reading classes, everything like that. First grade, at the end of kindergarten, speech therapy is done and has done as much as it's going to do when the child literally tells you, I know what to do, I'm just don't want to sometimes. Speech therapy is pretty much done when the child says something along those lines. Yeah. Yeah. It's not always about performance in school. It's too much is placed on that. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. And seeing that would probably be the online academy, not K-12 itself. K-12 itself, unless you're paying for the tuition-based ones, which are private schools, K-12 itself only supplies the curriculum to the organization in which you actually sign up with. So that's probably what happened. Oh, didn't mean to bump you guys. But during first grade, when it came to the end of the first semester and they had to do the state mandated testing, they were implementing a new system that was a timed system. However, the way it was timed, um, it wasn't timed as a whole. Each individual question was timed. The kicker is if you timed out on a question, it automatically marked it wrong. The system, the software, could not tell the difference between a timed out question. Yeah, exactly, Tracy. I know we've talked about that a little bit. But the software could not tell the difference between a timed out question and a question actually marked wrong. So because she could read, but because she read slower, it gave skewed results because of the way she timed out most of the language arts questions because it took her longer to read them. And you only got like 2 or 3 minutes on each question, and they've got, paragraphs like this on the computer to read. So we went in, instead of instead of putting the IEP back in place for her, her teachers and I were requesting, yes, especially our system here. We just don't have the funding to fix it. And we don't have the people who will actually stand up to the Good Old Boys Network here either. But her teachers and I were requesting, instead of a full IEP, putting her back on a full IEP, we were requesting a 504 plan, which is a step below an IEP. And what that basically, an IEP allows for curriculum modification to suit the student's needs. A 504 plan is simple accommodations without modifying the curriculum. So say you have a student that has ADHD. Instead of sitting on a chair, he gets to sit on a bouncy ball. Or he gets to walk, get up and make a lap around the classroom every 15, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. Little modifications like that actually don't change the curriculum, but allow for modifications within care, basically, or presentation, things like that, but doesn't change the actual curriculum. What we were asking for, the only thing we were asking for my daughter, was untimed testing. That's it. Right, Sunrise. And not just a 504, is simply modifications or allowances without changing the curriculum, where an IEP can be up to providing speech therapy, changes of the curriculum to suit the needs of the student, whatever that may be. We were asking for untimed testing. We were asking for no changes of lessons, no changes of, my brother was too, yeah, for many years, for speech as well. We weren't asking for anything else. Her teachers were on board with this. We were just asking for untimed testing. And even her teachers were saying that she can read. She just is a bit of a slower reader. And that's what happened. The administration decided that they were going to try to blackmail me into putting her on a full IEP again, putting her back in speech therapy. Sorry, my stomach itches. Putting her back in speech therapy, now she's already doing 6 to 8 hours solid a day of school on the computer every day in first grade. They want to add an additional reading class, because that was what the skewed results said, that she couldn't read. And put her back on the full IEP, which would give her an additional 6 hours a week So you're talking at least an extra hour a day, and she's already doing 6 to 8 hours solid a day anyways. We felt that was too much. And then we fought with the, oh yeah. Yeah. And see, and that's, it shouldn't be like that. But yes, I hear you. I've heard that from many people. And basically the administrator, who should not have even been involved in this in the capacity that he was, when we kept her teachers and I, when we kept pushing for the 504 plan, the administrator got so frustrated with us. He at one point told me literally, well, you can either put her back on the full IEP or you can withdraw your student. We had just lost my grandfather. And you're gonna pull some shit and tell me and give me ultimatums like that? You're not gonna like what happens. We let out for Christmas break. The day school went back in, she was withdrawn. And I had a nice, not so nice conversation with the administration. Because one thing he did not know that her teachers knew is I actually went to school to be a teacher. So I know what he was doing. He was trying, this was all about money. And I'm going to explain how it works. I'm just going to use very simplified numbers here. Let's say for the average student, for each student, average student enrolled, they are guaranteed a minimum of $500 for that student. It's more like probably just 100 or something like that. It's not what it should be. But for every student who has accommodations under a special education, be it an IEP, a 504, IEP being the highest level of funding. So what he was doing is he was trying to force as many students and families onto IEPs as he could. For money. What he did not know is I knew that. By the time I got done with him, not only did I tell him I knew exactly what he was doing, he understood I knew what he was doing, and I also knew it is illegal to try to blackmail and force a parent to put their child on an IEP like that. Unnecessary IEP. But then I also told him if I found out of another family that he had done that to, that I would be releasing the actual apology that I got in writing, and I would put my story out to all media that would listen. Yeah. And we've been traditional homeschool ever since. Yep. See, and that's bullshit, Tracy. You and I have talked about that before. That is, yeah. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, strange. Yep. So, yeah, needless to say, not only did he get something that he wasn't expecting, by me actually pulling her. But then he also tangled horns with one that actually knew what he was doing and why. I got a written formal apology. And I told him if I ever heard of anybody else, another family that he blackmailed and forced in this position, that I was releasing it to all media outlets that would take it. I have not heard anything bad about that school ever since. Exactly. Exactly. Just because you have a 504 or an IEP doesn't have any reflection on your future capacity. None whatsoever. What has what impacts future capacity is the issues that each student face, not whether they had an IEP or a 504. That has nothing to do with it. It's the individual student. That's what impacts, okay? But when you're forcing and blackmailing people, and or what we experience here in our local district, is that, yeah, they say they're against bullying, but if the student that is the bully has the right last name, they ain't doing nothing about it. Hey, Carrie Ann. Yes, Cricket. Exactly. That and the school, some schools, like I said, that's the issue that I ran into, because it's in many cases, it's a funding. It's literally a money issue, because they can get more money per student for a student on an IEP. I know, Tracy. I know. Now her grandson, he's my little buddy. And it torques my noodle that he's having to go through this, because my oldest went through it. It's just not. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Eric, no. More often than not, no. We don't have the funding to have a large anti-bullying campaign. We don't have the funding to do a lot. I know. I know. Yeah, strange. That's the way it is here. If you have a certain last name, they're not. They ain't doing nothing to you. They ain't nothing. I mean, look, we are so far out in the middle of nowhere. We don't even have a local police force, like a city police. We don't even have that. Our county sheriffs are the ones that do our local policing, because we don't have the money to pay a police force. Oh yeah, I believe it. And that's the way it is here. Serious situations have to happen, and it shouldn't be that way. Yes, Michelle. Yeah. Funding wise, they will get more money per student with the more needs that student has. It's the way it works. Antics. Yeah. And believe it or not, for a lot of people, higher education is not suitable for them. And that's just being realistic. Ooh, Tracy. So when my daughter was in preschool, it wasn't just the students that were giving her a hard time. Her cousin was in the same class with her, same age. They're only a few months apart. And he was coming home from school every day with all kinds of papers and everything like that. Now, me and his mom compared notes. My daughter was coming home with less than half of what he came home with every day. When I asked them about it, they tried to blame it on my mother, who was here at the time, and that's back when we had a relationship. And she would pick up my daughter from school. And so they tried to actually blame it on my mom, which caused a big issue when I asked my mom about it. And I had to finally just explain what was going on. And then I started picking her up from school. Oh yeah, no, I know, Tracy. We've talked about it. I know. It's shouldn't be like that. He should not have to go through that. But so we actually came to find out that, because there were a few times I would sneak over and just look through the door before they would realize I was there, because I literally worked right next door. And Tracy can verify, where she was at preschool and where I was working were literally right next door. Shared the same property line. So there were a few times I'd be in between dogs or something, and I'd walk over there and peek in the classroom and stuff and check things out, just to kind of see. Once we realized that my mother was not going through her backpack and keeping her papers or anything, or throwing anything away or anything like that. And there were several times that I walked over there and peeked in the classroom, and she's off to the side by herself, being ignored. That's why she wasn't getting as much paperwork and bringing home as much papers as her cousin was. Or a few times I walk in and they're out at recess, and she's off in the corner playing by herself. Teachers aren't even paying any attention to her. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and her grandson he's your typical boy, but he's a sweetheart. Like I said, he's my little buddy. So we ended up pulling my daughter from preschool because that's how bad it was. When for Christmas that year, they had done boxes for the soldiers. So they had a big picture of the class. Hey, Doug. On the front page of our local newspaper. And she sat there and pointed out each kid that made fun of her, which was all but like 2 kids. Yeah. The education system needs a complete overhaul. He absolutely should be able to go to school and not be scared. That's a very good question, Sunrise. Oh, you missed her earlier. She was up here for a minute. Let me see if I can get her back up here. Let me move scissors and vape and phone and all that. Yeah, so I understand where, the new political climate wants to do away with the Department of Education. I can get it. I know, Cricket. It's horrific. I understand And I kind of see both sides of it. I can definitely see both sides of it. Hey, Momo, come here. That does not necessarily mean that I 100% agree with it, but I can see both sides of the argument. Definitely need a huge overhaul. Come on. Come on. No, not in front. Over here. Hup. Yes, him's a big boy. Miss Piggy, I heard that burp. Yes, him's a very big boy. He's almost as big as I am. Literally. Hey, you's gonna look up so they can see your buffo face? And not drool on my shirt. Mwah. Eat him up, baby. And now you. And now you. Oh, really? That's possible, Sunrise. Oh, Auntie T says hi. Delia. Yet. It's one of your favoriteest peoples, huh? Oh, dear, my baby. Oh, there we go. Let's get that hit. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Get that elbow off my leg because that was hurting. That was hurting. Yeah, it's bad everywhere. And let's not forget that we're also in a situation in the public school systems that teachers can't teach anymore. They can't. Because of all the mandated testing so that you can rate schools, which I understand, whether I agree with it or not, I understand. But what has happened is so much weight has been put on those test results that now teachers are teaching for the test instead of being able to educate their students. Oh, Doug, yeah. That happens so often because, I'm sorry, I love my kids to bits. Y'all know this. You've seen me interacting with my kids regularly. I love my kids to bits. I absolutely love my kids. But I'm being realistic. My kids can be assholes. That doesn't mean I don't love my children. My children are my world, and Tracy can tell you this. My world revolves around those children. But they're kids. They're gonna screw up. My children are not perfect. There are so many more parents that need to learn that lesson. Yes, they do, Cricket. Absolutely. Exactly, Carrie Ann. And as somebody who is also kind of working, towards being in education, Carrie Ann could probably even attest to what I said about the funding per student. The way funding is figured for districts is you get a certain amount for your average student, And then you get more funding for those on IEPs. Is that how it is for you, as far as you know, Carrie Ann? In your district? At least it is here in Nevada. But yeah, it's oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Doug. Yeah. So, you know, he, and this is the thing with education as a whole in our country, as far as, teaching to the test. Oh, no, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. Um, in some cases, yes. In some cases, no. In my case, the situation that I was in with my daughter, um, we were requesting a 504. The only modification we were asking for was untimed testing. We were asking for no changes to curriculum or anything, just untimed testing. An administrator was trying to blackmail me and force me into putting her on a full IEP, adding an additional 6-ish hours a week to her schedule in first grade, when she was already doing 6 to 8 hours solid of school a day on the computer already. But yeah, that I think, and I told him that was why he was trying to do it, was for the funding. He didn't like it. They have watches that you can do that. All right, Tracy, we'll see you later, honey. Yeah, that too. That too. Or in the state of Nevada, we have the gambling. A portion of gambling goes, income and revenue from gambling. Now a portion of marijuana sales are supposed to go to education. The cities might be seeing it. Reno and Carson City and Vegas. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, because he flat out told me, put her back on the full IEP or withdraw your student. Did not turn out the way he wanted. Yes, some of the tax revenue from marijuana sales was supposed to go back into our education systems here in Nevada. We've not seen any major improvement or marked improvement. Yes, that's true. That is true, Carrie Ann. Um, but yeah, it's when you get the situations like what I experienced, it's all about funding. Put her back on the IEP or withdraw your student. Well, I just lost my grandfather. Knew what? He's lucky I had just lost my grandfather. Because oh. Yes, Carrie Ann, it is. IEP is an individual education program. So students with disabilities that need modifications, potential modifications, or serious big accommodations um, are put on an IEP. It's an individualized education program. Yeah. Yeah, Eric, usually it is a meeting between staff and parents. As you get older, some times in some situations they'll even allow input from the student, but for the most part, IEPs are determined through testing, through the teachers, staff, and parents. I'd like to see you try reporting her. Where'd my vape go? Nope, that's crochet hook. There it is. Yep, Doug. Not usually, at least locally. And especially when they're younger. Oh, no. That was the thing though, Carrie Ann. So she was in speech therapy. This was my oldest. She was in speech therapy from the age of 3 to the end of kindergarten. We closed out the IEP, which was speech therapy and speech assistance, because she was voluntary mute until she was 4.5. So we had to work with articulation. We had to work with breaking, and reteaching the muscles of her mouth how to move properly so that she could talk properly. But when you have a student, hey, Big Chief, that literally says, when you're doing your end of year evaluation, oh, I know what to do. I just don't feel like it sometimes. There's not much else speech therapy is going to be able to do. So we opted to, with the recommendation of her special ed teacher and her speech pathologist, all of us agreed that continuing speech therapy was not going to be beneficial for her. So we went ahead and closed out her IEP, not realizing that come first grade, that her reading, she could read, but she was a slow reader, and that was the problem. So when she had to do her state mandated testing, what was happening was it was a new software for them, which I tried to keep that in consideration. It was a timed test, but it wasn't timed as a whole. Each individual question was timed, and you had a block like this that a first grader has to read in 2 minutes. But the software itself could not distinguish between a question that was timed out or a question that was answered wrong. So all of the questions that she timed out were marked wrong because she did not answer them, because she didn't finish reading the question. So all we were asking was a 504. Even her teachers were on board with the 504 for untimed testing. That was it. No modifications, no other, accommodations. All we were asking was untimed testing. And that's the shit they put me through. Papa. So, needless to say, what the administration did not know that her teachers did is I actually went to school to be a teacher. So I already knew about all this. Because when I left Nevada and went back to Florida, in order to get my degree, I only needed 2 more classes to get my degree in teaching. The only problem and why I could not finish the teaching degree and ended up with an Associates of Arts instead was because in the state of Florida, I could not do those field experience classes because the teaching theology in Florida is different than the teaching theology that they were teaching me here. That's it. That's it. But an administrator didn't know that. So, needless to say, he got a rude awakening. In a nice way. Because like I said, I did not have the energy to fight with him. I just lost my grandfather. I was not, and he wouldn't have wanted to tangle horns with me that way anyways. So when we went back from Christmas break, that was what I did. I yanked her, withdrew her, and we went traditional homeschool, and we've been traditional homeschool ever since. So, yeah, yeah. See, here in Nevada, they do their special ed completely different than they do in Florida. You know, there's a whole different. I mean, the education is done completely different, you know, from Nevada to Florida. So that's why I couldn't do my field. The last 2 classes I needed were field experience, which would um, put those are the classes that I'm in the classroom, practice teaching, things like that, learning hands-on from actual certified teachers. But I could not do that in Florida while being enrolled here. So I ended up just finishing out my degree with two electives, and just graduated with an Associates of Arts. Hey, Darth. So yeah, we've been traditional homeschool ever since. But here's the thing, Sunrise. Depending on the needs of the student, they may not need as much peer interaction as you think. Because my kids are so well rounded. We do, you know, they're part of 4-H, you know, they have their library group. We have things that we do where they're with their peers. But with everything that my oldest had gone through, this was the best option. I also don't like our school district here, and Tracy is a perfect example of why. It can be, and that's being realistic again here. Homeschooling is not for everybody either. And there's so many different ways that you can homeschool too, so that you're actually more able to allow your student to learn the best way they need. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. It's not for every family. Hey, Renee. Yeah, so with the curriculum that we use, there's not actual grade levels per se, or grades. There's levels, but I'm able to tailor it to what they need. And my kids have never been, outside of my oldest, who's 15 now, 15 and a half, outside of her being in preschool, which was actually more of a private preschool daycare type thing. Neither one of my children have been in public school. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Homeschooling is not for everybody, for sure. It's not going to be effective for every family. But there are many options that people can try. And that's what I tell people here when they ask me about it, when they're looking into it. It can be tough. And in some cases, it can be a full-time job by itself. All right, Lori. Renee, yes. Yes, the education system it needs a complete overhaul across the country. All the way, every school. Funding, especially here in Nevada, funding is not, it's, we have a schoolhouse here, the middle school. Sure, Sunrise. Our middle school here is, I don't know, close to 100 years old, if it isn't already 100 years old. That building, the kids actually have to cross the street to go to the park, Memorial Park, for their PE class, you know, and it's insane. My grandmother went to high school in that building. See, and that's a good option. We don't have that option here, unfortunately. We have one middle school, one high school, two elementary schools, and a charter school that is K through 8. That's it. You go down to Lund. Doug. You go down to Lund, which is 35 miles out, and they have a K through 12 school. Kid you not. K through 12 school that they just recently built in the last, I don't know, 10 years. I do. I absolutely do. In the real world, I absolutely do. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, see, and we have in the whole county, we have just over 10,000 in the entire county. And literally half of them live right here. Yeah, Renee. See, and we go back and forth. We have two different programs that we mostly use, or not programs, but two different curriculums that we use. One of them is online with an offline option, and one of them is completely offline with video tutorials. So we kind of get the best of both worlds there. You have your moments. So, but yeah, it's not easy. Oh no. Half the population of the county is including our suburbs. Oh my God. I said I do. It's not true, but I do. Oh my God. How did they manage that? Didn't they survey the land first? Yeah, Renee. Yeah, so the ones that we use are more individual led. So especially now that my kids are older. So it's more student led. And then they come to me. Now when they were younger, it was definitely like I was teaching them. But now that they're older, they're able to do a little bit more student led. I don't know about that. Your ear is dry. Let me get your... Yes, your ear is dry. I got to get your ointment. There it is. I'll show you guys what we do. Yeah, Renee. Is that your, yeah, that's your ointment for your ear. It's dry. Her scar tissue on her ear gets real dry, and then she gets itchy, and then she starts digging at her ear. And then she scratches sores into her ear, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, charter schools tend to be better, yes. Okay, hang on. I need a little bit more. I didn't get quite enough. Okay, let me put that back. No, it's just your ointment, silly. I'll get it in a minute. Hang on. I can't see. Okay, there we go. Oh, is that better? Is that better? Don't give him ideas. Is that better? Yeah. Is that better? It's not so dry now, huh? Yeah. Dude, that was my glasses. That was my glasses. Hang on, let me get it out, because you did a good job. No. It's right here. I love this dog. Huh. You mama's girl. I know, you're going to probably shake your head for a little while, but... No. No infant shark. Or infant fish. Yeah, no. Did not put that song in my head. Yeah, it feels like I got it all. It feels like it. Yet. I got you. I got you. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Get my baby. Mama picking on you. Is mama picking on you? Ha, you say that now. If Scooter didn't have to get up early in the morning, she'd be here. You would not be saying that. Damn my baby. Damn my... Yes, you is. Damn my baby. Uh-huh. Oh. We had your hair piled up on the top of your head from you scratching your head. Sorry. I got it though. Oh, Dad, the big yawn. Get the big yawn. She's something else. I love you. You know that. I love you. She's not rotten at all. Like a big yawn. Doug. But you know what? When that happened, that literally cemented it that you fit right in. That cemented it. All right, let's see. Put your head down. Okay, down. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see her scars. I'm moving you. Let's see. The one next to her eye, stop, is right here. Right there. And then the one from the top of the head is right there. Oh yeah, no, it was perfection. So you can see that one. That was that big wound on the top of her head. It healed up nicely. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Put your head down. Right. Right there. Put your head down, Goofy. I'm trying to show them something. Right there. And then, oh, right there. Yet. I saw one. Showing how well you healed up. That's the one where it was so close she almost lost her eye because it's actually inside the eye socket. The eye socket bone is right there. All right. Right here. So it just went inside the eye socket. Whew, let's zoom back out. There we go. When I... Oh, and then her ear, of course. She's got the chronic issues with her ear and the scar tissue around her ear. I know, we need to show. So you can see. This is all scarring right here. All of this is scar. Oops. All of this is scarring. And it goes down and wraps inside the ear. Asabi. So when we pulled her out of animal control, she had been attacked by another dog. It was enough that the other dog had to be euthanized. But we were not notified of those wounds, of what had happened. And we could not see those wounds because she was so dirty that it was basically a dirt plug. So if you're not able to handle wounds, I suggest you turn away. Give you a moment. This is the condition she was in when we pulled her out of the shelter. We went straight from the shelter, straight to my shop, put her in the tub, and this is what it was. She was all the way around her neck, the top of her head, down around the ear, all of that. Yeah, go ahead. So, all right, safe to look. So, it took her several months to heal up completely. And that is where some of her reactivity comes from that. She was covered, basically from her shoulders up, she was covered in wounds, bite marks. That one being the most significant, and then now she has chronic ear issues because there were so many wounds around that ear. So all of that drained into the ear. Oh, you probably got hair in your ear now because I'm covered in your hair. So from all of the wounds that were inside the ear, the wounds to the ear itself, all of that blood drained down into her ear, causing major ear infections, and now she has chronic issues with that ear. So we have to make sure that the scar tissue doesn't get dried out, because then it gets itchy and she scratches at it. We have to make sure that ear stays clean, because it's not, because of the scar tissue, it doesn't drain properly. So yeah, we've got to, we got issues, huh? But we's working on them, aren't we? We's working on them. I don't know. They did not tell me. I actually found out that information from somebody else. And then it was confirmed by animal control. So I don't know. All I was told and what was confirmed was that the other dog had a history and was known for being grumpy. That's all I was told. So, good night, Sunrise. We'll see you later, honey. So, but yeah, no, she looks really good now. And this has gotten even smoother over the last probably 3 or 4 months. The one on the top of her head. Good night, Michelle. We'll see you later, honey. Yeah, the one on the top of her head, down, has gotten a lot smoother. It used to, there was a ridge on the front part of this, which would make her hair kind of stick up a little bit right here. But it's gotten even smoother. So that's kind of what it looks like. Huh. That's my baby. Aren't ya? Yeah. So I think that's actually a big part of how we were able to build the bond so quickly that we did. Because I was the one cleaning and treating her wounds. I was giving her, because she had some minor scratches from the dirt on her eyeballs. So her eyes were all goopy and red and bad. So she had eye goop that I had to put in her eyes every day, 2 to 3 times a day. Her medicine, cleaning her wound and flushing the big wound on the top of her head. Yeah, we went through a lot with her the first couple of months we had her. And I was the one that took care of all that. Huh? You's mama's girl, aren't you? Yeah, I'm lucky. I am the lucky one. Huh? Yeah, she had it rough. Oh, she is. She is, Tracy. Huh? You mama's girl, aren't you? And she's funny. She is very protective of me. Are you kidding? No. See, we usually get temperatures like that, but we have not gotten those massive temperatures this year. Let me see. It's 22, feels like 15. Yeah, she's very protective of me. And part of that is her training too. Because I've taught her how to perform crowd control to give me space from other people. She is my baby. Aren't ya? You know I'm covered in your hair. I'm definitely going to have to change out of my jammies tonight. Yeah. We usually get temperatures like that. I'm so glad. Oh, she gets... That's why I had to switch to these smaller ones. These are little niblets. Okay, one. Because Doug asked me to. These are little niblets. Okay. Okay. You ate it. You ate it. Yes, I was. Yeah. We believe she did. She's a lot better now, but she still has her nightmares. But that's even getting a little bit better. She has spurts sometimes. But she early on she showed some signs that she may not have been treated very well by a man. So while she liked my husband on her terms. Now she's learned that he's not going to hurt her, and that's her daddy. Good night, Minnie. Get some rest, honey. So now she's a mama's girl and a daddy's girl. And she loves kids. Oh, she loves kids. Don't ya? You just love the kiddos. Yeah. Yeah, my girl. Saying I'm the only one that's ever cleaned her ear. Huh? Mama's the only one that does your ears, huh? Oh, yeah, feel good. Yeah, feel good right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at them eyes. Right there. Oh, does that feel good? That one? This one? Right there? Yeah, exactly, Doug. She still has reactions to some men, um, but for the most part, she's come a very long way with men. Yeah, she's come a very long way with men. She's got part of the reason that she's so loud. Um, the vet confirmed that she, yeah, I want the car. Shit. Um, she also has, she also has some throat damage. So it could be from her being attacked. It also potentially could be from her being chained. And, you know, when a dog is chained and then constantly hitting the end of that chain, all of that pressure goes right on their throat and the structures in their throat. So if she does have some throat damage, we're not entirely sure if it's all from her being attacked because she did have a lot of wounds around her throat, or if it's a combination of the attack and being chained. But that's part of what makes her so loud, is that damage to her throat. That it doesn't mean that when they grumble, the grumble itself is not an injury, but with her, as loud as she is, um, that could that those types of injuries can make that grumble louder. It's also why she snores so easily, is that damage to her throat. Because even breathing, you can hear her. I don't know if you can hear her breath. So it it very well could be then in that case. Um, she's roughly 4. We don't know exactly. When we adopted her, we were told that she was about 3. So we've had her a little over a year now. Um, I was crocheting. It's right here. I was crocheting because I've not been able to crochet. Whoa, what was that? The last few days because my hands have been so sore. Oh, you're in this for the money. I like it. But actually, I think since I have to change now. Oh, a raccoon. I'm making another one of those bucket hats. Like I did the green one. For Helly. I'm making another one of those. Michelle wanted one in blue. So we did the blue variegation. Or variegated. And then Doug and I have it written down. I think it's Minnie. Both want one of the bucket hats in camo. So I've got to run to by the craft store and pick that up. Because that's one of the variegateds that I don't have or anything similar. I'll double check downstairs, but I'm pretty sure I don't have camo. So I've got to get that. I might have to order it. if the craft store doesn't have it. So, and then I'm going to try to get to the post office tomorrow when I get off work. To send off the Chicago girl or ladies stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely, Doug. And not only that, then you have to also think about C-sections. Yeah. Antics. Yes, I had both of mine via C-section. Not fun. Mm-mm. And the second one was so much worse. Let's put it, and then of course, we had, the prolapse issue 2 years ago. I had the surgery for that, and I'll tell you what, I'd rather go through another C-section than to go through that. I'll tell you that right now. I ended up with bruises on my hips because I couldn't even sit. I had to sit on my side, sit on my hip. Yeah, I'd rather go through another C-section than go through that again. Whole buddy. There's all kinds of stuff that pregnancy does to a woman's body. So, all right. Feel another one coming. But I don't want to sneeze my teeth out. That's why I always put my hand in front of my face. Because for those who may not know, I have false teeth. I have a full plate on top and almost a full plate on bottom. But my top plate fits so well, I don't have to glue it in. And the only time I have a hard time with it not being glued in is when I sneeze. So, now I feel like I gotta sneeze again. Oh. Yeah, no, there's all kinds of things that go wrong after pregnancy. I'm good. Feral children. When my kids are showing out, I call them Bebe's kids. I don't know how many of y'all know what Bebe's kids is, but it for those who may not know, it was a cartoon from when I was younger, and the kids were just terrible, wild, always into something, and the family name was Bebe, so Bebe's kids. Yeah. So when I say y'all are acting like Bebe's kids, they know they're showing out. Yeah, my youngest is absolutely feral. Absolutely. Good kids. Don't get me wrong, good kids, but she's feral. All right, folks. It's just about that time. Just about that time. So, Antics, are you going to go live or no? Because I know I just saw you comment. I think you're still here. Oh, because I need to go get some more coffee. And the restroom is calling my name. We gotta paint your nails. I'm gonna do that right now. While we wait. Gimme. Gotta let that dry. What? It's almost dry. You're such a good girl. All right. Give me this one. What's you? Hang on. I gotta get some more paint. Okay. I just painted her nails. Gotta let it dry. Pink nails. Everybody loves her bright pink nails. Gotta let them dry. Go whoop, 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 whoop. So when you paint a dog's nails, just, FYI. So you got the 4. You paint the outside and the outside, and then down the center around the middle. Yes, that was a good girl. That way you don't get it on their hair. Oh, so cute. He's a buffo. Buffo. Yeah, the buffo. All right, I don't think Antics heard me, or she may have drifted off. All right, buffo. Okay. So on that note, yes, Chow is live. Okay, all of a sudden my chat stopped on my live phone. See, I missed all that. Oh yeah, Tracy. I had to have mine pulled because they'd been making me sick. They went bad. Yeah, my youngest takes years off my life every day. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so Antics went to bed, so I think yeah, she gets her nails painted regularly. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead. We'll do Chow's link. That should take you right to the live. I don't know why my chat stopped here. I don't know why. It literally just stopped. So, yeah. So, on that note, if you are headed to bed, well, if you want to continue the conversation, her link is in the chat. Chayan's butt. She was on last night with us, if you don't know who she is. If not, and you're headed to bed, night meds. Sweet dreams, sleep tight. If you're on the other side and you're just starting your day and you need them, day meds. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure you make the time to find something beautiful to look at. Makes the day better. Only thing I can think of is Crazy Love is Love is looking for subs and hours on the SAFE page, which you can find at Safe Advocacy. And it has like purpley pink letters that say safe in the profile picture. So that would be helpful. I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head. So I think that's it, y'all. Are you gonna say bye? It's gonna say bye. Say bye, not burp, Goofy. All right. Yeah, I can't think of anything else important that we need to know. So, on that note, a little bit of love, a smile, and a little bit of kindness make this world a better place. I'll talk to you guys later.